As election day fast approaches and the political parties and candidates are all imploring you to give them your vote, you might be thinking to yourself, wait, who even are you? In fact, you might realise that while you've heard about some of these parties for most of your life, you don't really know what they're about. And if this is you, there is absolutely nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. You still have plenty of time to get up to speed before heading to the polls. So let me get you started.
It's Voting 101 for 2025 with Matilda Boseley from The Guardian, Australia.
Now, this list won't include every political party or every policy because it is Voting 101 after all. But what better place to start than the party that's currently in power, Labor? This party was born out of the union movement, and even today a big council of unions gets to vote on the proposed policies that the party takes to each election. It's got a big focus on blue-collar workers and workers' rights, but over the last few decades they've also come to rely on inner-city and generally progressive voters as well. They're by no means the most left-wing party in Parliament, but when it comes to social issues they do tend to lean to the more progressive side. If they win the 2025 election, Labor leader Anthony Albanese will remain the Prime Minister, and Deputy Labor leader Richard Marles will continue as the Deputy Prime Minister. But that of course brings us to Labor's arch enemies, the Liberal National Coalition. Both of these parties are fairly conservative when it comes to economic and social policies, but the Liberals tend to prioritise supporting business owners, both small and large, while the Nationals only really hold seats in regional electorates and thus have a big focus on the rights of farm owners and small-town Australia. But why am I talking about them together? Well, because they form a government together. See, neither party can win an outright majority of lower house seats all on their own, so they have a long-standing deal to join forces. And if the coalition does win this election, Liberal leader Peter Dutton will become the next Prime Minister, while the Nationals leader David Littleproud gets that Deputy PM spot. Next, you have the largest minor party, the Greens. As their name implies, they have a big focus on the environment, and they're generally considered the most economically left-wing and socially progressive party currently in Parliament. However, unlike Labor or the Coalition, their goal in elections isn't really to form government. They're way too small for that. Instead, people who vote Greens tend to like the way they drag the Labor Party further to the left. See, especially in the upper house where minor parties are better represented, the more Green senators there are, the more likely it is that a Labor government will need their support to pass legislation. Last election, they also had a major surge in the lower house, winning 4 seats, and that's got people talking about the possibility of this upcoming vote ending in something called a hung parliament. But that's a whole different kettle of fish for a whole different video. Currently, the Greens leader is Adam Bandt, but there's basically no chance this election will lead to him becoming the Prime Minister. There's actually dozens more minor parties, but here are just some. And finally, you can vote for an independent candidate who isn't affiliated with any party. Obviously, independents come in all shapes and sizes and political beliefs, but during the 2022 election, we did see the rise of the Teals, which is a loose group of climate-focused independents who are financially backed by the political fundraising group Climate 200. Now, the Teals made some big waves after winning a number of traditionally super safe Liberal stronghold seats. And the question is, will that momentum continue this time round? This is all barely scratching the surface of who all the parties and players are, let alone who the individual candidates will be in your state or electorate. Luckily, there are heaps of resources out there that can help you decide which parties most align with your values. I mean, you could say, go and check out the Guardian's Electorate Guide, where you can plug in your electorate and find out about its key demographics, its candidates, and even the political history of that area. That way, you can head to the voting booth with the smug satisfaction of feeling utterly prepared. And my God, there is nothing better.